Hello, good people. I'm trying to find Here we go. Hello, good people of podcast land. My name is Anthony Token Squid Price. And this podcast, I Am Damaged, is produced by ToMack Entertainment for the purposes of sharing information. How about that? A podcast designed to share information. I'll tell you a backstory and then we'll get right into it. Okay? My son, who is 23 years old now, has told me he would only know what I wrote in my journals if I put it in a format he could listen to. He told me he would never read them. So because he has made this decision, he has made decisions based on lies that contradict the words in my journals. I'm going to read them to you. And I'm not just making this up. This is a little bit of what we got going on here. These are the actual books. I'm just going to pull the one out of the middle. And I'm just going to open it up to the middle. And you're going to see, if I go like this, you actually see that those are handwritten words. You see that the color of the pen changes once in a while. And that's because I'm going from day to day. And sometimes I don't use the same pen 2 days in a row. My son, who is 23, right? This is a podcast for my son. He's 23. But when he was 2 and 3 years old, he used to scribble in the books himself. So my words actually go around his scribbling. So that's something. We're going to get more into that in just a little bit. This podcast will not stop at journals. I will also read verbatim every court record that leads us to today. I will not opine. I will not profess. I will not in any way inject my personal thoughts. I will only read the exact words on the page. See this right here? These are some of the documents. See this box right here? Also filled with court documents. See this right here? This right here? Let's get right to it, shall we? I mean, let's call it what it is. This is the actual transcripts. This is one. I've got 4 of these. These are the actual transcripts of what happened in the courtroom. When I made the judge laugh, it's in there. The journals, these books back here, they start in about 2007. They will detail what life was like for me when I lived with my son's mother. They will detail everything that I thought, did, and wanted to do. They will explain in detail what life was like for me, what it was like for my son, who at the time, in 2007, he was only 4-ish. And they will also explain what life was like for his sister. His sister is 2.5 years younger than he is. In 2010, our lives were completely upended by his mother and the court system in Minnesota. The fact that it's in Minnesota is maybe a little bit important. I will read the transcripts, many of the court documents as possible, including but not limited to the entire court transcripts from the 4 days of court trials. This was not a little divorce that was negotiated in some room where you just ended up signing the divorce papers and then it was over and done with. No. We had a full-blown trial. Not 1, but 2. Not only did we have 2 trials, I mean, everything. Cross-examinations were in there. Why did you do this? Where were you on this day? All of that goofy stuff where lawyers get involved. All of that stuff is what we're going to deal with. And if you think it can't happen to you, think again. because pay close attention to what happened to me. I've long been saying, now this is 2025, I've been saying for at least 15 years that if what happened to me were made into a movie and people showed that movie in a movie theater, people would walk out of the movie theater saying that could never happen in real life. Well, yes, it can. It does. And it continues to. The laws have changed slightly in the last 15 years with things like custody, who gets custody of the kids and stuff like that. The laws have changed very, very slightly. But the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, when I get done with all of this crap, you know what I'll do? I'll go in and then I will opine and I'll say how you can follow the money. And if you follow the money, you'll realize why it happens. There will be times when from 2007 to 2010, I recorded every conversation that I had with my son's mother. I recorded every one of them. And if they were benign and ridiculous, I deleted them right away. But if they had some substance to them, I kept them. I still have them, and I will play them as part of this podcast. When I get to the part of the journal where it says he said, she said, and I talk about that stuff, I'm actually going to play the recording, the unedited recording of the conversation that I had with my son's mother that got us to that point. Yeah, this podcast is just the beginning, even if most of these events started in almost 20 years ago. So we're talking about a couple of decades worth of misery. I think that's a really good way to put it. Do me a favor, would you please? Click that like button and the subscribe button and all of that weird stuff, because the truth of the matter is this is a true story. Everything about what we're going to share here is a true story, and I am not going to throw my opinion in it. When my opinion is in the journals, and it often is, I will share that, but that was my opinion at the time that I wrote it, and it might not be my opinion anymore. It probably is, but it might not be. And all of this stuff it is important to share this. So share this with as many people as you can, particularly those with children who are going through a divorce or just went through a divorce or something like that. That's kind of our niche market, if you will. Again, hit the like and subscribe. I'm really happy to be here. We're going to try to do this in segments of about 10 to 15 minutes, and we will probably do them once or twice a week. The reason for the small portions, if you will, the reason for these small portions is because I have to live through it again. I lived through it first time. I typed my journals so they're all in typed form, and you can buy a copy of that book if you want. It's called I Am Damaged, and it's I don't know, leave a comment below and I'll figure out a way to publish them for you. So if you want a copy of them, you can actually have a copy of it. It'll either be published in a paperback or an ebook. Either way, whatever you want. The book is called I Am Damaged. And I'll tell you, I had a conversation with a buddy of mine from high school friend of mine. And he and I were chit-chatting on the telephone one day, and we started talking about the pain and misery that we go through when divorce happens. And he made the joke. He just made a joke. He said, wouldn't it be nice if you could meet a nice girl and she could just come right out and say, hey, look, I'm damaged. This is all the crap that I went through to get here, so I'm damaged. So this is me telling you all the crap that I went through to get here. I am damaged. This is and this is what it's called. Again, hit the like and subscribe. It's very, very painful for me to relive this stuff, so I'm going to do it in small doses. So please forgive me for that, and stick with it till the end. It's the truth of the matter is these journals are going to start out pretty boring. So we'll probably read right past the boring stuff, and then we start to get into the exciting stuff and different things that we got going on. We're going to talk about the computer company. I used to operate a computer company. I built computer networks and built computers, software installation, stuff like that. Computer analysis. I did data recovery. I did all of that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff in the journals, if I recall correctly, that talks about how I handled my customers and what my customers were doing, and how I took my kids to see the customers and stuff like that, which is all stuff that I really did. So I will be reading all about all of that. So there you have it. I Am Damaged. That's the name of this podcast, and we're going to get it going for the next few months. I will start Part 2, right? Is that what we're calling this? Season 1, Part 1? This is Season 1, Part 1. I will start Season 1, Part 2, reading the books. And we'll get right into it. Thank you much for your time. I really appreciate you being here. Like and subscribe. See you soon.